Remember when the king of Jordan detained his own brother? It was one of those moments that shocked the world. In 2021, news broke that Prince Hamzah, the popular and once crowned Prince of Jordan, had been placed under house arrest. The idea that a royal family, one that always appeared so stable, was going through internal conflict felt like something out of a movie, but it was real. And the story behind it is even more fascinating. Now, years later, many wonder, what ever happened to Prince Hamzah? How does he live today? To understand where Hamzah is now, we need to go back to who he was before everything changed. Prince Hamzah bin Hussein is the half-brother of King Abdullah II. They both share the same father, King Hussein, who ruled Jordan for nearly 5 decades and was loved by many. Before King Hussein passed away in 1999, he made a surprising decision. Instead of naming his brother Hassan as successor, he changed his mind in the final days and named his son, Abdullah, as the new king. But he also had one more wish. He wanted Hamzah to be the crown prince, with the hope that he would one day succeed Abdullah. At the time, Hamzah was young, charismatic, and had a striking resemblance to their father. Many Jordanians loved him and saw him as a symbol of continuity. His education, Sandhurst Military Academy, in the UK, Harvard, and other elite schools, made him look like a future king in the making. And for a while, he was just that. But things didn't stay that way. In 2004, King Abdullah removed Hamzah as crown prince. No clear reason was given, but it was clear that something had shifted within the palace. Some say Abdullah wanted his own son to become the next king. Others say it was about politics and loyalty. Whatever the reason, Hamzah was left without a title and without a direct path to the throne. Still, Hamzah didn't disappear. Over the years, he became more vocal. He visited ordinary Jordanians, spoke out about corruption, and positioned himself as someone who cared deeply for the people. Many citizens began to see him as a leader who was connected to the real struggles of life in Jordan. In private circles, whispers started, was Hamzah trying to build support to challenge the king? That brings us to 2021. On April 3rd, Jordanian authorities launched a massive operation. More than a dozen officials were arrested, including people close to the royal court. And Prince Hamzah was placed under house arrest. The government accused him of being part of a plot to destabilize the country. A video surfaced in which Hamzah, speaking from his home, denied wrongdoing but admitted he had been told to stay quiet and was cut off from the outside world. It was a stunning moment. A royal prince, speaking out against the very system he was born into, from within his own palace walls. King Abdullah released a statement shortly after, saying that his brother had been dealt with within the family. It sounded peaceful, but many suspected otherwise. In the weeks that followed, Hamzah pledged loyalty to the king. But it didn't end there. Fast forward to 2022. The drama continued. In a shocking move, Prince Hamzah renounced his royal title altogether. In a public letter, he said that his values didn't align with the modern approaches of the state. It was a bold statement. Imagine being born into royalty, raised to possibly become king, and then walking away from it all. That's what Hamzah did. So what happened next? How does a former crown prince, once beloved by the people and feared by the monarchy, live today? The truth is, Prince Hamzah's life now is one of quiet isolation. He no longer attends royal functions. He doesn't appear in public. He doesn't speak in interviews or post on social media. His presence in Jordanian life has faded into the background, by design. According to sources, he still lives within Jordan, likely under heavy surveillance. Though not officially in prison, his freedom is clearly limited. Despite the quiet exterior, Hamzah is still a prince to many. The people who admired him for his honesty and courage haven't forgotten. In tribal circles and among critics of the current regime, his name still comes up. Some believe he was punished for speaking too openly. Others see him as a martyr of truth in a system that doesn't always welcome dissent. Inside the royal palace, there's silence about him. The king and his close advisors have moved forward. Crown Prince Hussein, the son of King Abdullah, now stands firmly in line for the throne. He's young, charismatic, and has already begun taking on more public duties. The transition appears secure, but the story of Hamzah remains like a shadow in the background, unspoken but never forgotten. In terms of wealth, Prince Hamzah likely still lives comfortably. Born into one of the wealthiest families in the region, he never had to worry about money. Though he's no longer a royal in official terms, his status means he likely has access to estates, security, and resources. He's married to Princess Basma Bani Ahmad, and together they have several children. His family life, by all accounts, is kept extremely private. Interestingly, Princess Basma herself is an accomplished figure. She's of Palestinian descent, educated in the UK, and holds a pilot's license. Their marriage was seen as a bridge between the royal family and the people, as Basma wasn't from a traditional royal background. Now she too lives outside the spotlight, her public appearances vanishing after the 2021 events. For those who knew Hamzah personally, they describe him as smart, polite, and deeply thoughtful. He was known to be close to his late father, King Hussein, and many believe he tried to follow in his father's footsteps. A man of principle in a world of political games. Some might say that's exactly why he fell out of favor. Internationally, the story of Hamzah caused waves. Western media covered the arrest heavily. World leaders watched with curiosity. Jordan is considered one of the more stable countries in the Middle East, and any sign of royal conflict is taken seriously. But after the initial media storm, things quieted down. The headlines faded. The cameras turned elsewhere. But inside Jordan, the memory remained. You don't just forget when a king detains his own brother, and the question still lingers. Was there really a plot? Was Hamzah planning something more than just speeches? Or was he simply a threat because of his popularity? The truth may never fully be known. Jordan's government remains tight-lipped. The official explanation has always been that national stability comes first, that all actions were taken to protect the country. And while that may be true, it still leaves space for doubt. In the bigger picture, Hamzah's story fits a wider pattern. Across the Middle East, royal families often walk a delicate line between tradition, power, and reform. Brothers become rivals, sons become successors. Silence is often more powerful than action. And when someone steps out of line, even with good intentions, they can quickly find themselves on the outside looking in. Yet, Hamzah's voice, even when quiet, still resonates. He once stood in front of tribes and promised a better future. He once spoke about honesty, fairness, and change. Those words don't just disappear, they stay in the minds of people, waiting. And perhaps one day, those words will matter again. For now, Prince Hamzah remains a figure of mystery. Not exiled, but not free. Not forgotten, but not spoken of. His palace may not have bars, but his world is tightly controlled. He walks the line between royal privilege and silent punishment. And the king? He remains in power, steady, focused, and in full control. Jordan continues forward. The crown prince continues his training. The monarchy survives, as it always has. But in the back of everyone's mind, there's still that moment, when a brother turned on a brother, when the quiet walls of the palace echoed with tension, and when Jordan showed the world that even the most peaceful-looking royal families have their storms. So, remember when the King of Jordan detained his own brother? It wasn't just a royal scandal. It was a glimpse behind the curtain. A reminder that power doesn't always come with peace, and that even princes can become prisoners, not of law, but of silence. And as for Prince Hamzah today, he's still out there, still living, still watching, still waiting, but no one knows what comes next.